Hey, what's up guys? It's Dan again. And hey guys, I am sitting here and I literally just posted a blog post to my Bitcoin Talk profile, Crypto Camacho, and you can see the post I made right here, and I'll get to that in just a second. I made this post on the Bitcoin Talk forum called the Kardashian Theory, and the original question was, are Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash two sides of the same coin? Some folks have accused the two cryptos of being part of the same incestuous family of elites, supporting different narratives for the purpose of a common or single goal. Is it possible that BTC is Kim and BCH is Chloe, both working to steer the sheep to a new shiny cryptocurrency that they ultimately control? If this is the case, what Kardashian would Roger Ver be? So that was my original post on Bitcoin Talk, right? And I posted this because I want to know what the community thinks about Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Core and Bitcoin Cash, and how and if it's possible that they are part of kind of the same kind of power structure that's really implementing them. I don't necessarily think that myself, but I wanted to pose the question to the community. So I did get a number of responses, and you could read the responses here in the forum post. I'll put it in the show notes here. But then I posted another post on this thread about Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Core, and so forth, because I got this comment that from this guy named Brewmaster. He says, there's a lot of weird theories out there, and mostly they exist to undermine Bitcoin and bring down to their own centralized level. I do believe that you were wrong about Bitcoin, and if someday I found out that I was wrong, I will sell my Bitcoins and move on, because I'm involved in Bitcoin only as long as it has certain attributes, and most important one is the decentralization, which is why I stay from certain altcoins such as Bitcoin Cash. So this post got me kind of worked up, because I was just thinking in my head, there are so many people that are misled and being misled by Bitcoin Core and just the media in general, right? Bitcoin Core is probably the more centralized coin out there, in my opinion, right? I'm one person, but in my opinion, looking at Blockstream, looking how the hard fork happened, looking at how, the two camps, the two developer camps, parted ways, it's very clear that Lightning Network, that segregated witness, is definitely more centralized than Bitcoin Cash. And people argue that Bitcoin Cash is going to become centralized because the mining will become centralized to a few conglomerates or a few monopolies such as Bitmain, controlled by Jihan Wu. And the truth is, it doesn't really matter if the mining becomes centralized, because Bitcoin only has a limited supply of tokens, right? 21 million for both Bitcoin Core and Bitcoin Cash. And as soon as those coins are mined, it's irrelevant whether or not the mining is centralized or not, because the coins will already be mined and will already have their value. And we're going to be entering this age of constantly changing cryptocurrencies, where literally anybody can create and clone existing cryptocurrencies or make their own cryptocurrencies. And really the one cryptocurrency or the few cryptocurrencies with the most utility are going to win out. They're just going to beat out, just plain and simple. That's just how the nature of economics, the nature of kind of business and work works. I mean, the more efficient process, the more efficient business, the more efficient or valuable process or business, or in this case, token, with the most and highest utility are going to win, right? So I started making this post to this guy, Brewmaster, and kind of explaining this to him. And I start writing, this post, and as I start thinking about it, I'm telling him, look, the reason I switched from Bitcoin Core to Bitcoin Cash is purely because of utility and because of the actual fact and reason that I can use Bitcoin Cash and I can't use Bitcoin Core. So the reason I got into cryptocurrency in the first place about a year and a half ago or so is because I wanted to make a purchase or a transaction on the internet using cryptocurrency, using Bitcoin. So I bought my first Bitcoin on Coinbase, got my first wallet using Electrum, and from there I started using Bitcoin, BTC, right? And that was a while back, before Bitcoin Cash was even created. Why did I start using cryptocurrency? Because I realized I can actually use it as digital money and wanted to see how it worked and wanted to test it. I used Bitcoin for a while to make transactions, to buy things on the internet using Bitcoin, BTC. After I did that for a while, as time went on, I noticed that the fees to use BTC, to use Bitcoin Core, went so high and so far through the roof that I couldn't really start using it anymore. I couldn't keep using it. I started to use PayPal instead just because the fees were too high. Then I noticed that, and this is what really bothered me, is that the transfer time to buy, sell, or trade and transfer a Bitcoin from one wallet to another wallet, or from one exchange to another exchange, it became so long that it was just not feasible to trade, to day trade cryptocurrency using Bitcoin. I couldn't even move the currency from one exchange to another, and it became virtually unusable, which is why today I don't really use Bitcoin Core, that is BTC, because it's not usable. I can't even transfer it from one wallet to another wallet without it taking hours, right? And in the past, it's taken even over a day. And Bitcoin Cash, I've been using and working with and actually using for transactions lately. And yesterday, I literally used Bitcoin Cash, and it took me like 3 to 5 seconds, literally, to transfer Bitcoin Cash from one wallet to another. It was literally like sending an email. And that is what I originally thought Bitcoin was, and that is what Bitcoin Cash is today. And that's why I'm using Bitcoin Cash. That's why I'm bullish on Bitcoin Cash, because I actually use it. I can use it to make transactions, to buy and sell things. I can have people pay me in Bitcoin Cash and have it not take several hours and at high fees to actually do it. And I know Lightning and Segregated Witness are supposed to fix that. Maybe they will. I hope they do, and more power to them. But right now, the way I'm seeing it is Bitcoin Cash is much more decentralized and distributed and fast and lower fees and easier to use than Bitcoin Core ever was. And I wrote in my post here, now combining Bitcoin Cash with OpenBazaar, the Moneybutton, decentralized exchanges, atomic swaps, and decentralized internet. Now this is something that will completely change the world. It will change society. It will disrupt society. It will eradicate central banking, governments in their current form, and the monetary system as a whole. And I wrote this, and I started thinking about this, and I was like, wow, this is crazy. Like, what actually is happening in society right now, and what's happening with Bitcoin Cash and OpenBazaar and the Moneybutton, decentralization of exchanges. It's mind-blowing what's actually happening and what's actually going to take place in society. I'll give you a little teaser, a little taste of it right now, and I'm going to make another video that digs into it a little deeper. But Bitcoin Cash is a decentralized currency that you can use to transact on a peer-to-peer basis. So individual to individual can transact without a third party, without any type of third-party institution, exchange, government, anything like that. You can make transactions, right? And those are recorded over time on the Bitcoin Cash ledger or blockchain, which is basically an open ledger system that keeps track of your debits and credits as you make different transactions, right? It's so much more than that, but that's kind of the basics of what it is, okay? OpenBazaar is a peer-to-peer e-commerce platform that has no centralized authority behind it. What that means is that people can set up a e-commerce store that cannot be shut down, that cannot be stopped, that cannot be stopped by the government or by banks or by the SEC or by anybody. So you can literally go on OpenBazaar and sell anything you want, buy and sell anything you want. Now cryptocurrencies are starting to be sold on the OpenBazaar marketplaces, and there's literally no stopping them, right? So how is the government, how are the banks, is the SEC or anybody else going to stop the millions of e-commerce stores that are going to pop up from OpenBazaar using cryptocurrency to transact, right? And buying and selling and trading cryptocurrency on those marketplaces themselves. How are they going to be stopped, right? They're based on a Tor technology, just like BitTorrent, just like Tor and Tor networks. If you don't know what that is, go search for Tor and you'll find out very quickly what they are. They cannot be stopped, guys. They're decentralized on hundreds or millions of servers around the world, and they can't be stopped. If one computer is shut down, another one is there to take its place. OpenBazaar is working that way, right? The Moneybutton is a button that you can use to literally put on any website that will accept an embed code, if you know anything about that. And you can literally pay somebody in Bitcoin Cash like that, like within seconds, right? And I'll show you this in another video, but I just want to kind of illustrate what's happening here. Then you have decentralized exchanges, right? Decentralized exchanges will make it possible. Decentralized exchanges and atomic swaps will make it possible so that you do not ever need to rely on a Binance again in the future. You do not ever need to rely on a Coinbase or a Gemini or there's tons of exchanges out there, and you'll never need to rely on those again because you will not need them. They will be a thing of the past. You're going to be able to transact and trade cryptocurrency between people one-to-one on a one-to-one level, any cryptocurrency you want, any pairing you want, because of atomic swaps and decentralized exchanges. When that happens, anybody is going to be able to transact any type of merchandise, any type of service, using any type of cryptocurrency in the world like that. When that happens, the control of the government is going to go away. The control of the bank is going to go away. Now the next thing is decentralized internet. When decentralized internet comes into the picture, it's never going to be able to be stopped, right? I mean, you can't shut down these distributed networks unless you shut down the internet. The internet, if it's decentralized, you can't shut down the internet. The internet right now is not decentralized. It's really centralized because of ISPs, internet service providers like Comcast, like AT&T, and like other service providers, right? They are central hubs that control the internet. They determine who gets the internet, how fast the internet is for that person, what websites that they can be seen by that internet. Look at China. They're doing this now. They're blocking websites. They're blocking Twitter. They're blocking things so the citizens can't see it. When decentralized internet takes full hold, that will not be possible anymore. Everything is going to be democratized because of this technology. This is going to change the world. What cryptocurrency is at the forefront of this? It's Bitcoin Cash. I mean, there are others, but Bitcoin Cash is aiming to become a merchant and vendor specific cryptocurrency to enable transactions. These other items, Open Bazaar, the Moneybutton, decentralized exchanges, atomic swaps, they're just going to facilitate and govern the rules behind how these transactions and how this technology is going to operate. This is the framework being set up before our eyes of how this stuff is going to operate in the next 5 years or even less. 5 to 10 years, things are going to be dramatically different. I want you to know this because this is very important and it's going to affect the monetary system as a whole. That's why I'm telling you guys this. I'm not a Bitcoin Cash loyalist. I'm not a Bitcoin Core loyalist. I go where the money is. I go where the money is going. Look at Bitcoin Cash. You have Jihan Wu. He's the most powerful, one of the most powerful people in cryptocurrency today is Jihan Wu. He operates Bitmain, the largest Bitcoin and cryptocurrency mining operation in the world. The guy is very powerful. The guy is bullish on Bitcoin Cash. He's going the direction of Bitcoin Cash. That's what he's going for. John McAfee, another power player in crypto, probably the most influential person in cryptocurrency is John McAfee, the founder of McAfee Security, cyber security company, right? He is bullish on Bitcoin Cash. He's the one talking about Bitcoin Cash, and he's helping enable this movement that I'm talking about right now, right? He is behind this. Roger Ver. A lot of people hate Roger Ver, but guess what? He is one of the original investors and founders and evangelists of Bitcoin in general. He's now against Bitcoin Core and all in on Bitcoin Cash. Why? Because of what it's going to do. I can go on and on and on and on. The point is that the world is going to change. It's very, very soon going to change. And I want you to know that this post will be lost in the dust when this happens. But know that Crypto Camacho told you and warned you that this stuff was coming to prepare you to get ready, to put your money where you need to get ready for this. This stuff is happening. Things are changing. Things are going to change dramatically. And I'm going to show you in more videos how this is actually going to happen. I'm Dan from CryptoCamacho.com. And one last question for you guys. If Roger Ver was a Kardashian, which one would he be, right? If Bitcoin was Kim and Bitcoin Cash was Chloe, who would Roger Ver be? That's the riddle of the day. And tell me what you think. That's the riddle of the day, guys. I'm Dan from CryptoCamacho.com. Hope you enjoyed this and tune in for tomorrow. More updates on this to come.